Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy you are here. My name is Sophia. Here on this show, we talk about mindset work for moms specifically, or you can apply this to yourself if you're a woman in your 30s, 40s. We welcome you. We love you. You are loved and worthy here, and you will remember that here in this space here. I love to do that. I love to remind you of your innate worthiness, that you are loved beyond measure, and reminding you that you get to live a good life, that your desires are safe guidance. You are meant to go after them. We are meant to live it. That's why we're here. That's one of our many purposes here on this planet. So, if you're into spirituality, the science of things, also, I like to go into that. I love me some proof. Then I think you'll be happy here. So, stick around, hit subscribe, hit the button, start commenting your aha moments, things you resonate with, and what you want to hear next. Feedback is welcome. So, today I want to talk about this book that I just finished. So, I don't know where I found it. I usually get inspo on books from people who are in the same field, people who I admire, their recommendations. And I have no idea how this book came to me. I literally can't remember. And I can tell you pretty much every book in my home, where it came from, how I heard about it, whatever. And this one, it almost feels like magical, and I love some magical vibes, just like angels, divine guidance. I don't know, just really magical. And I couldn't put this book down. Now, reading a book helps me turn everything off and dive into this book, whatever it is that I'm reading. And I love that about books. So I just don't find myself in that energy often, honestly. And so my goal is to read chapter a night of whatever book I'm reading, and it feels like I can never get through a fucking book. Excuse my language. So this book, it was a quick read. Thank goodness. It was so easily digestible, and I just couldn't flip through the pages fast enough, right? So I'm going to tell you about it. I love to read. Like I said, I read a ton of books, but I also don't want to share everything about each book that I read. I take like pieces from them, but this one was just different, and I'll tell you why. So it's somebody's personal experience. It's this man's personal lived experience, which I love. That's who I love learning from. People who have done it, people who have lived it, whatever it is I'm trying to learn, right? I'm not going to go get mom advice from people who aren't moms. I'm just not interested in that. I want someone who really knows what they're talking about through experience. I know not everyone feels this way. That's fine. This is the Sophia show. So he shares about his lived experience, right? And I think he was in his early 30s, late 20s, this man. And I'll tell you the title of the book later. But he shares how he calls himself a loser. He was pretty much a loser. He had nothing going for him. Education. He was an alcoholic. His father was an alcoholic. His grandparents were both alcoholics, like his dad's parents. And so he was just continuing this cycle of self-destruction, of addiction, right? And so he didn't have much going for him. Marries his high school sweetheart. She gets pregnant, has a kid. He's not working, this guy. He's not bringing anything to the table pretty much, because he was always drunk. And then he was also doing shady stuff on the side, like his wife. I'm pretty sure he was cheating on her. And so she finally was fed up. The baby was super young, a couple months old, and she kicks him out, as a queen should, right? Right. So he's out on his own. He's trying to figure it out. And he's at rock bottom. Another kind of story that's my favorite. People who hit rock bottom, people who know what it is to be in such a low, just deep in depression and get themselves out of it in natural ways. And so he tells one of his good friends, the only person who still even bothers to talk to him because he feels like a loser and everybody views him this way. Well, because he thinks that they all do view him that way, and that's all they see, right? Because that's what he believes to be, right? And that's another thing. What you believe of yourself is what the world sees of you. So if you want them to think and pick up something different, you need to be different. You need to show up different, tap into a different version of yourself. That doesn't mean be fake. That means you have so much potential. You have infinite potential, and you could be anything you want. You get to be the best version of you. And the best version of you thinks differently. She does things differently. She maybe dresses differently. She takes care of herself better. She has different habits, right? She's not binging nonsense or scrolling, watching other people create and do things. She's doing it herself. She's learning. She's gaining more education. She's taking courses. She's reading books. She's just getting better and better in all ways. She's learning to love deeper. So when I say reading books, we could read about rom-coms all day and every day. And I don't know how much we're learning from that. You're just going to be in that state of rom-coms, right? Maybe not rom-coms. I meant romance novels. That's what I meant. For me, I love to get deeper in my spirituality. I love to know myself better. I love to learn my soul better. And I do think there's levels and there's depth to each of us. And the more we learn ourselves, the better we can love ourselves, the better we can show up for ourselves, and the better we can love the people we get to love in our lives, right? And maybe even new people that come along. So that's what I also mean. You can learn so much from books, from life. Even back to this guy's story. His name is Mike. So my boy Mike, he's not my boy, but I feel like he is since I read his story. My boy Mike is at rock bottom. He knows it. He acknowledges it. He's fully aware of it. And he's desperate for change. So he tells one of his friends, like, I need something. I need to change my life. I need to change everything about my life. So this friend that we can also call an angel human. Now, I want to say something about this. I don't know who this friend was to him, it doesn't matter, but I think God, the universe, infinite intelligence, whatever you want to call it, a higher power way greater than you and me, will send you what you need through people that you would take it from. You know what I mean? Because if someone, let's say his dad was like, oh, here, let me give you a contact. I don't know that he would have listened. But I think the messages come through, sometimes even strangers. But the point is, you'll take the message from where it comes. And other times you won't. I think it really depends on where it comes from too. And God will send the message through who you're more likely to take the message from and do the thing and follow the instructions, follow the divine guidance, whatever it may be. And so he did. He gets this contact, and a friend of his is like, I'm going to set up an appointment for you. Here's his address. Sets it up for him. He's like, go there. This was like back in the day too. So he shows up at this guy's house. And this stranger doesn't introduce himself. He just opens the door, lets him in. He's like, what's going on? Mike tells him what's going on with him. And he's like, all right, well, what do you want? And he's like, I just want to get back with my wife and my kid. And he's like, oh, that's a great first heart's desire. Let's set that intention. So Mike's like, I thought I was here to change my life. What is happening? But he stays, right? And I think a lot of times we will feel like things are too easy, or it can't be that easy, or that can't be the answer. There's no way. I've been struggling with this thing for so long, and it's as simple as that. You know what I mean? When you actually find out the answer. But then something within you, your higher self, your heart, your soul, your intuition, call it what you want, will make you say. Something within you will say, like, just listen, just stay. Even though the mind is saying, this sounds like BS. Why are we wasting our time? Let's get up and leave. Something within you, deeper within you, that knows more than our silly minds and silly ego may know, will say to stay, just listen, hear him out. We're already here, whatever it is. and then you stay. And so Mike stayed, right? And that was his first session. And so this guy tells him, like, you're going to come here for 7 weeks and we're going to do transformational deep work together once a week for 7 weeks. And on the seventh week, I'm going to teach you how to completely change your life for the better and for the rest of your life. You'll have this tool, this gift to change your life. So I'm like, oh my God, let's get to week 7. I can't wait. So Mike too was just as excited as you can imagine. And he's like, I just know now. I don't have time to waste. You just tell me now. And he was like, no, it's a process. We're going to go through the whole journey together and it all adds up. It's all necessary. You'll get there. You just keep coming. He also charged him $50 per session, which to him, to Mike, was a lot of money then, paying child support and bussing tables. Like, he wasn't making a lot of money. Right? So Mike pays him the $50, which was not easy for him to do. Like I said, leaves. He's like, what am I wasting my time for? All these negative thoughts that come up for all of us. Anytime we're doing something out of our comfort zone, anytime someone seemingly knows something better than us in a certain area or many areas, we'll have thoughts that come up. Limiting beliefs is what they are. Things like, what do they know? Or what makes them special? Or why would they have the answer for me? And it's just not true. It's just not true. I think we're meant to help each other. And I think the ego does that. It's a protective thing. The ego wants you to stay where you are. The ego does not want you to do better and get better and evolve because it's so afraid of that. It wants you here and now and listening to the ego, right? To learn, it's so important to learn to separate your egoic thoughts, your limiting beliefs, things that come up, and you have to know the higher truth, which is everything is working out for you. What if you can't mess this up? What if you following divine guidance that comes to you when you pray for it, ask for it, write it out, whatever way you do that, you're going to follow the guidance and you're going to trust and know that it's going to work in your favor. You're divinely guided. You are divinely protected. All your angels surround you at all times. Whatever it is that you need to believe to feel safe and to feel like things are working on your behalf and in your favor, and you can trust that. The world is not against you. Everybody is not against you. People are just not against you. They're against themselves. And then they can project that out onto others and to you, but they're not born to go against you. That is not their sole purpose on this planet. So we don't have to pay attention to people like that. You know what I mean? We can understand where it's coming from. Like, oh, they just need to work on them. They need some self-love. How can they give you love when they don't have self-love for themselves? They can't give what they don't have, right? So let's just detach from nonsense, from things that will keep you small and keep you playing small and keep you in the familiar. And what's familiar is what's going on in your life right now. That's not where you are going. If you're going to change your life, if you're going to start to do things differently, if you're going to start to even just feel differently. When I started my self-development, personal development journey, it was because I had everything I wanted, but I wasn't happy. Not all the time and not like 24/7. Life happens and emotions are real and they happen and we're human and we're here for the whole human experience. And there's going to be ups and downs and all of that. I get that. But I just felt like I wasn't fulfilled. It was for a long time. And then all of a sudden it just wasn't fulfilling anymore. And I just felt like I needed to learn to love myself is what I needed. I was everything from my husband and from my daughter, especially. I think my soul was like crying out to me to love myself and figure out my soul's purpose other than being a wife and a mom. So when I started on this journey, it was because I just genuinely wanted to feel good. I just wanted to feel good. I wanted to be happy. I did not want to have really low thoughts and feeling really low and feeling like purposeless. Not all the time, but my lows were really low when they would come. And it wasn't every day, all day, but it was often enough where I was like, something has to change. I literally can't keep going on like this. I don't want my daughter to see her mom like this and her think it's something to do with her. Meanwhile, she's perfect. And my husband, he was a good man. He is a good man. They deserved a happy wife. I deserved more than them. I deserved to feel and be happy. I didn't come here to live a miserable life or to feel miserable in the life that I wanted for so long. I finally got in. It's like, wait, how come this doesn't feel the way I thought it would forever? And that doesn't mean, oh, you were wrong. You didn't actually want the husband and the daughter or whatever it was, the career, whatever it was for you. And you worked so hard to get it. And here you are. And now for what? No, that's not necessarily what it means. It can, but not necessarily. It could also mean that you're just ready for your next level. You're here to create. You're here to do more and not like hard struggle, whatever, hustle, but do more of what lights you up. Help people, serve, literally just help people in whatever way you can. You're so gifted in so many ways, and what you have to offer, people need around the world now more than ever. I remember one of the things Marissa Peer, who I learned and became certified with rapid transformational therapy, she had said, I can train therapists all over the world to do this work because it's her own therapy. She goes, and there still won't be enough to help all the people that need help. That stayed with me because I remember feeling like I can always help. I can always help even just one person. You know what I mean? There's at least one person in this entire world of billions of people that I can help. And like I said, when you're doing something different, like I was at that time, which was training for that certification in that therapy, limiting thoughts were coming up. Why would someone go to you? Or who can you actually help? You're not perfect. How can you help someone else? When the reality is, and now I know this, then I didn't. Limiting beliefs were way louder than anything else. And now I know no one's perfect. Literally, no one's perfect. I have a therapist that I see regularly, and it's very obvious to me that she's a great therapist, but she's not perfect. I have yet to meet a perfect person in any field, doctors, psychologists, therapists, salesmen, in any area. I have yet to meet a perfect person, but they're still doing a job. They're still getting jobs done. They're still playing their part in society. They're still serving people in their own way. So the thing with this work also that I do and that I offer in all of my courses is it drowns out the noise that are your limiting beliefs, which is one of the reasons, why I believe in it so much and it has so much value, because it's not cute new outfit is nice. It's really nice. It can make you feel really good. You could style it different ways. You can turn it into day and night outfit. It can make you feel good. And then you hang it up in your closet and you see it in your closet and the whole aesthetic and it looks good and blah, blah, blah. But it doesn't change your life. Do you know what I mean? I just see things so differently. I used to be obsessed with bags and adding to my bag collection and loving that. And then it became shoes, and those things are still nice. Don't get me wrong. I still very much like and appreciate materialistic things, but they're not the thing that change how I feel about myself, really. It's temporary. And when I started buying the course over buying a bag, or not that you have to choose, but just like it's time and energy, you know what I mean? So instead of searching online for that bag that I wanted, I started just like, wait, what's actually going to help me? What's actually going to move the needle in my life for myself, for my children, for my husband, for my family? And really putting things into perspective is what I started to do. And that is something I would take with you if you take anything from this video. And the mind will tell you, no, but get the bag because everybody's going to see it. And da da da. And courses, no one sees that you do that work except the person you're buying from, obviously. But 222, as I say that, your mind will tell you things. You'll have the good idea. Wait, let me do something that's going to change my life. Let me do something that's going to help my heart and my soul. Let me do something that's going to help how I do things in the future, how I carry myself, what I believe to be true for me, how I move, what I do, what I accomplish. This bag is nice, and you can get the bag and the course. But the point is, if you're having to decide between the two, Decide for your evolution. That's loving yourself. You know what I mean? That's living for you. And the other way, the choosing the bag because people are going to see it in the pictures and blah, 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 unless you're a content creator, that's choosing them. That's being a people pleaser. You're seeking to impress others still, as opposed to learning your freaking heart and your soul. You know what I mean? And again, you can have both. I don't think you have to choose. You get to have the bags and you get to fill your soul and open your heart and learn yourself better and learn how to love you better. And then everybody else loves you better. And then you attract better and you'll attract the right friends, the right clients, the life partner, the career, the business, whatever it is. So choose better. Choose for you first, for your heart and for your soul first. That's what I would ask myself. Does my heart and soul want this? Or does my ego want this? Because it thinks I'll look rich and I'll look successful. Who even cares? Who even cares how you look to others? It's such a liberating thing to not live your life for people anymore. And I know because I used to live my life for people. And then I started living my life for me and wanting my life to look the way that I wanted to look for me, not for anybody else. So I just don't share things that I don't feel like makes me better. I think that's what it was. And I think psychologically, that's what it is. We think it gives us more value, but you are like, you're just valuable. We can't put a price on you. We can't put a value on you. You're a freaking infinite human being. Do you know what I mean? You're an infinite soul living in this human body, living out your human experience, and that's just priceless. So the joke's on you because you've always been freaking valuable. You've always been priceless if that's where you're at. Also talking to 1.0 Sophia here, to old me. Something I wish I would have known back then, but also the journey got me here. So no regrets. So back to Mike. So Mike kept returning week after week to this mystery man. He ends up finding out his name later on at the end of the book, which he shares, which he had to hire a PI for because he couldn't find this guy's name. And it was years later that he had stopped seeing him or going to him for sessions. So I am just soaking this all up. I'm loving this whole story. I love Mike's story. I love his eagerness to want to do better. I love that he means it. I love that he notices his limiting beliefs and he's just like, I'm still going to show up. He somehow tricks himself to still showing up week after week, paying this guy and nothing compared to the gift that the mystery man gave Mike for the $50 a week is like, it was nothing in comparison. It was priceless what he did for him. So I'm going to tell you what he did for him. So first week, the first intention they did was his deepest heart's desire. And I'm going to tell you because I think this is so good. And I did this also while I was reading it along with Mike, right? As he tells the story. So your first intention is going to be, what is your deepest desire? What do you most want right now, right? And then you're going to write it out with so much feeling. You invoke feeling in you. So no one can do this better than you, right? This exercise. So you're going to write out your intention, which is your deepest heart's desire, as if it already happened and how it feels. And you want it to ignite you. You want it to light you up. You want it to feel like this totally happened. So how would that feel? You're going to write from that perspective. Let's just play with the idea that time isn't real. Also, every potential reality of you exists. So the version of you, the reality of having that heart's desire, your deepest heart's desire that you're going to get clear on, right? Maybe not in this moment. Maybe you want some time to think about it. Fine, come back to this after. But when you do, I want you to consider the idea that it already exists. So you can fully tap into what that feels like. It's not like this crazy delusional game that you can't seem to get yourself to play. You can fully do this. I promise you, you can go there, close your eyes, feel into it, whatever you have to do to get yourself to feel into the reality of you that already has that heart's desire, right? And you're going to do this for every intention that we're going to do, and we're going to do at least 6. Write it out as if it already happened. Maybe you have everything, perfect health, you have the loves of your life, maybe you have a great home. The next thing that you really are working on right now is your own business, maybe. Maybe you want to be self-employed. So you're going to write it out as if it already happened. So, oh my God, I love what I get to do every single day. I love waking up, and every day is a new day, and every day is so exciting because I get to do what I love to do. And not only do I love it, but I am phenomenal at it. There is no one that does it like me. Everyone I get to serve in this way, in whatever way of what you're doing with your work, is a pleasure. I love it so much. Also, a big factor is having integrity with everything that you do. He mentions that in the book, which of course. So make sure you have integrity with whatever it is that you're doing, right? And then maybe you're getting reviews, maybe you're getting testimonials, maybe you're getting feedback from the people that you're helping. What are they saying to you? You tap into that. What does that feel like to you? And we're never using negative words with this. We're never saying, I no longer hate waking up in the morning. We're not using the word no. We're not using the word debt. We're not using miserable. We're not using, even if you're going to say, like, I no longer feel this way, or I'm so happy that I don't experience feeling sad anymore, or lonely, or whatever it is. We're not using any of that. We're keeping it strictly positive. This is a beautiful, positive rant of your day, in your life, of the reality that you have your heart's desire. And so however long you want to make that. You don't have to make it super long, but whatever gets you there. And you might find that the more that you write, the more you feel into it, the more you can invoke these feelings of what it would actually feel like to have your heart's desire. So do what you need to do, right? Play some music, maybe some of your favorite music, maybe close your eyes, take some deep breaths, center yourself, maybe do a meditation first. Maybe close your eyes and in meditation do this. It would also be super powerful, right? And then you're going to do that every night right before bed or whenever, but right before bed is when I was doing it. And I find it to be super powerful because your subconscious mind right before sleep is what I mean when I say right before bed. So I was in bed and doing these exercises as I was reading, and I did one per night, right? And so after you do about 6 of them, 6 to 9, get really clear on what you actually really want, what it looks like in your life, what it especially feels like, right? Because the idea is when you read them back, you want to feel these feelings. So what's going to get you there? You know what I mean? Are you doing a little happy dance? Are you smiling ear to ear? What's going to make you smile ear to ear and do a happy dance? Get yourself there. No one knows this better than you, right? So you have all your heart's desires on paper, written out as if it already happened. I love my life. I love my strong, healthy body. I love the workouts that I do every day. I love eating healthy and eating right for my body. I love going on these dates with my husband. I love my children. I love these experiences and these adventures we get to go on weekly, monthly, whatever it is. I love our travels. I love that we travel luxuriously, maybe. I love that our home has so much peace and love within it that people literally feel it as soon as they walk through the door. I love feeling strong and healthy in my body. I love feeling confident. I love what I bring to the table. I love that I know what I bring to the table. I love that my confidence only grows while also being super humble and having compassion for others, especially people who are not there yet, that are working on themselves. I love helping them work on themselves because I've done it. Let's say you're on this self-development journey. Let's say that's one of your desires. You can say something like that. So now we get to the gift part, right? So finally, we're at week 7 in the book, or what felt like finally. I couldn't wait to get there, and I couldn't wait to find out this transformational thing, right? And I was so excited because I'm like, I'm going to learn something new. And what's better than that? I love this stuff. This personal development, self-development stuff, these life hacks, cheat codes. I love it all. and learning more, and I'm learning different ways of doing things because it's not a one size fits all usually. What works for others may not work for you, and that doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. That just means there's another way for you. That's it. So I'm excited to find this way and to also teach it as I am right now. And we get to chapter 7, maybe not chapter 7, week 7. It might have been chapter 7 also, I think it was. And so now bring all your heart's desires that you wrote on your paper, all your intentions of your heart's desires, and read them out loud. He reads them out loud. And then he goes, now you're going to create the transmitter. What is this? Oh my, I can't even sit still. I'm so excited. I'm in bed. I'm waking up my husband almost because I'm like so freaking excited and pumped to hear what's next. And then he goes, you're going to create this transmitter, like I said. And he goes, you're going to record yourself reading out these intentions and you're going to listen to them day and night in a hypnotic state, which essentially is hypnosis, which is what I do and what I offer in all of my courses. So it didn't take away from my excitement. I was just like, oh, of course, I already know this cheat code to life. I already freaking know this and I already practice it. Meanwhile, the whole time I'm reading, you guys, it's something that I have to actively try and stop doing sometimes because it's almost like I forgot to enjoy things just for me because I'm like, how am I going to teach this? In what ways can I teach this? And it's so exciting for me. What kind of course can I make next? Or which course can I add it on to? So I was having one of those moments. I was even happier in a sense because I was like, wow, I already have this in all of my offers. I already offer this. So there was that. So it's hypnosis. And he says to listen to it morning and night. And that's the difference with me is I have you listen to it only at night, but I also say in all of my courses, listen to it as many times as you want. Play it in the background of your life is what I would do. I would drench my mind in what I want to hear and what I want to believe and what I want to experience. And so I would, though, still write these intentions out like I did myself, and then record yourself reading out these intentions as if it already happened because it's in your own voice too. And I think that's super powerful. So if you want to do this, do it. It's fun and it's exciting and it just shifts your state from the state that you're in with the things that you're experiencing in your life currently. So he said to also play like hypnotic music. So theta wave music, which you can find on the internet, play that in the background and then record yourself saying your intentions. Maybe you do like a breathing exercise before you read out the intentions, calm me down, relax your entire body. He puts you in a hypnotic state differently than I do in my offers and in my courses and the way that I do it. But it's essentially getting into a hypnotic state and feeling as if this is already occurring. You're working with your mind for what you actually want. And when you tell your mind very clearly with the intentions that you wrote out of your heart's desires, what you actually want, you are way more likely, it's inevitable. I honestly believe that it's inevitable. And in my experience with my clients, this is why I do what I do, is because I fully believe that when you do this, what you want is inevitable. It's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. And it may not come out exactly as you wanted it, but it could come out even better. It could happen better. The person could be better. Maybe you want a specific person. I know there's a lot of stuff out there and coaches out there that teach about how to get your specific person, your SP. But what if there's someone even better for you? I think oftentimes that happens. And what if it's a person, a business, a family, a house to live in, the town, maybe you have your heart set on a house, but there's a way better life and a way better house in a different town than what you want. So it's like you're still getting what you want, but we don't always know what's best for us. I think it's so great, especially as women. We're receivers. We're also givers too. the freaking best kinds of givers, I think, but we can also receive. And I think that we're in our power even more so when we're in a receiving state. And what better or who better to receive from than God, than the divine? And God's eye view. They can see our life, not just right now, but in 5, 10 years from now. And I do think we all have like, I think there's a plan for our life and there's things we have to do in this life. Maybe not have to is the right word. I think we can avoid it, but I think we came here for specific soul missions, if you will. So even the way that I started my business, I don't think I would have started my business if I never got into self-development work. I was way too insecure to ever even think about starting a business. I remember somebody had asked me once if I was self-employed, and I laughed. I was like, "Are you me self-employed? Are you joking?" That's where I came from. That's the kind of thought process that I had. I didn't see that in myself. I didn't see that potential in myself. Do you know what I mean? I was confident. I wasn't this insecure doormat. I don't think anybody in my life would have said that I wasn't confident. So I definitely showed up as confident, and I was a confident woman. I didn't believe in myself to create the life that I wanted. I didn't believe that I could co-create the life that I wanted, because I do think it's God in us fully. And I wouldn't want it any other way. I want someone who knows better. You may want this, but what if there's all of this? You ever see that image of this little kid wanting the teddy bear, and it's like they want this little teddy bear, but God has this huge life-size teddy bear for the kid? If they would just trust in having faith. This is what I want, God, but do your thing, because I know we're going to blow me away. I do fully believe that God will blow me away, and I would take that belief on. He's going to blow you away every time. Like, you think you want this, but meanwhile, this is what's possible for you. I have this image in my mind of God literally holding out his hands to us of everything we want. All of our heart's desires right here in the palm of his hands, and wanting to give it to us. And we're just over here freaking dilly-dallying most of the time and not taking the divine guidance, not getting quiet enough, quieting our minds to hear the divine guidance and then taking it. All you need to see is the next right step. You don't need to see the whole path. Just take the next right step and you'll get there. And that's having blind faith. That's what faith is. You can't see it. So let me know if you're going to do these intentions of your heart's desires. And the book was called The Creation Frequency by Mike Murphy. And it was really good. I would definitely pick it up. If you haven't, it's a quick read. I'll show it to you. This cute little book, quick read, highlighted a ton in it and underlined it, I should say. And I have courses. I do have courses, but I have hypnosis audios in all of my courses. And there are different ones in different courses, but they're freaking great, honestly. They're just not because they're mine, but I put science-backed tools in them. I put heart and soul in them, like integrity. I remember when I read about the integrity piece in the book, I'm like, can I just skim through this? Like, obviously, I'm going to have integrity. And then I was like, oh, wait, not every reader is going to be practicing that in their work. And so that's why he had to put that in the book. But I offer even more than what I put on my sales pages, because I don't want to over deliver on the sales page and then anybody be disappointed when they get inside the course. No, I want to over deliver on my courses. I want you to be blown away. Oh my God, this was so much more than I thought I was going to get. You know what I mean? That's just where I'm at now, but that could change. Where I'll make sure to add every single detail that's in every single offer, but I don't feel that that's necessary. I feel like you feel my energy. So check out my courses. You can go to SophiaWithAnFELLE.com. All my offers are there for you. I even have a personalized hypnosis offer, which as they fill up and book out, I will take it off. I'll remove the offer where you won't be able to purchase, and I'm almost there currently. So if you're thinking about it or want to do something like that, get in there before it closes. I have Blissfully Aligned Destiny available currently, my alignment course, how to get into alignment with whatever it is that you want, but specifically with your physical body. So if you're wanting to shed some pounds, if you're wanting to gain some muscle, if you're wanting to just change your physical look, you can find that inside Blissfully Aligned Destiny. If you're wanting to get more clear on your purpose here, I have a great formula for that that people are loving. And it resonates so deeply with every person, no matter if they're into woo-woo things or mindset or personal development or self-development. It's literally been valuable to every person from different walks of life. And I find that is confirmation, obviously, but just so exciting for me to see that and hear about that. And then we get clear on your money patterns, what you allow in, because we all have caps to what we're comfortable with, what we can sustain. Everybody has different money stories. Some people can make just enough money, but then not have much left over. Some people can have much left over, but we'll spend it frantically. We all have different patterns, but also we all have different amounts that we're available for. That if that sounds silly to you and you're new to this work, you might want to get in there for sure, because you'll learn more about that and you'll be able to apply it to your life and whatever's going on with your money and abundance patterns, like how much sales you let in, how many clients you let in, because really there is no limit. It's all available to you. So if there's a lack in your life, you're blocking it somehow. So it's being clear on how you're blocking it. And when you're clear on that, you can clear it easily. So I have a hypnosis in there. I also have activations in there to listen to get your mind right. Because guys, if we're not consistently daily practicing truths that we want to be true for us, that we want to believe, the mind defaults to fear. It's going to default to ways of thinking, lack, scarcity, limiting, just low ways of thinking, and then essentially being, right? Because your thoughts do create your reality. So you want to consistently be programming your mind, is what you're doing, for better ways of thinking. When you think better, you do better. That's just the way that it works. You think better, you do better, you take better actions, you believe in yourself more, what you believe to be true for you and what gets to be available for you in your life changes. It upgrades. It gets bigger, it expands, more love, more visibility, more self-love, more reverence, respect, more friends, more like good, genuine friends, more homes, more joy, more children. Whatever it is that you want, you get to have all of it. You get to have the life that you want, but you got to believe that you deserve it and are worthy of it and that you get to have a good life. And not all of us were raised with that. In fact, most of us weren't. So I love you. Thank you for being here. You are worthy. You are deserving. You are so loved and you get to live your best life. Stick around here on this channel. Comment, subscribe if you're into this work and if you want to live your best life. Let's be friends. Love you. Bye.